Now, as we said in the news, it is exactly a year now since the World Health Organization officially recorded the first Ebola case in West Africa. Over the year, the disease went on to kill nearly 10,000 people and affect many thousands more across the region. Now, although there are still cases in Guinea and Sierra Leone, neighbouring Liberia is just weeks away from being declared Ebola-free. Well, as Katerina Vittozzi reports, the improvement attributed to a strong and coordinated response from the national government, along with its aid partners.
1.5-year-old Jacob is feeling better. For months he'd been sick, but his mum Lydia only brought him to this clinic a few weeks ago. Until then, she'd been too scared to come.
Yes, I was afraid actually because of the Ebola crisis. From the beginning, I was afraid to come. But after people encouraged me, they said, "But you should go to the hospital, carry the child there and see what's wrong with him."
Many families like Lydia's stayed away from hospitals as Ebola gripped the nation. Before the crisis, Liberia's public medical facilities were limited, lacking staff and the equipment to practice infection prevention and control. Ebola shattered services further. But now, with the outbreak subsiding, there's a welcome upside to having the attention of the world's public health community.
Ebola have increased support in that NGOs, government, they are providing us with protective materials on a daily basis, monthly basis. Store rooms are stockpiled with PPEs, gloves. Unlike the past, it was not like that.
Liberia's had a handful of new Ebola cases over the past 6 weeks, and there are already plans to try and make these improvements sustainable.
We started our transitional healthcare system planning to rebuild a resilient healthcare system. The reason why Ebola devastated our system is because of the weak healthcare system, and so it is not too soon to start to rebuild our system. So we're now talking to our partners that came in for the Ebola virus disease crisis to now start to rethink on supporting the building of our healthcare system.
The health sector isn't the only area to unexpectedly benefit. Before the outbreak, this school had no running water for its 600 pupils.
Previous years, we have gone out there to have water from wells and other places, just to make sure that we have water for drinking and for washing clothes and for the bathrooms.
But now the government has made better water and sanitation facilities in schools a post-Ebola priority. With help from charity Oxfam, this school reopened with a new well and hand pump.
The poor reaction is overwhelming. You know, people are joyful, you know, because you know what it means. 4 or 5 years, you have a school running without safe drinking water, you have to go out. I mean, it is overwhelming.
But if help's been needed for so long, why did it take a deadly epidemic to get it in place? Liberia's received donor money for health and education projects since the end of the civil war 12 years ago. But even the donors themselves say it's not been enough.
I think there has been some work going on in this time, but it's tended to be much more piecemeal. And what we have now is actually a really good opportunity to see some big international coordinated action to scale up the kinds of projects that agencies might have been doing in a small way. That needs to happen in coordination with the national governments to make sure they're very involved, that the whole process is transparent and accountable.
There are still, of course, many challenges. Ebola claimed more than 4,000 lives in Liberia and affected thousands more. The international community, especially the World Health Organization, was criticized for its slow and initially underwhelming response. The WHO told France 24 that as a result, it's looking at creating a global standby force for public health emergencies.
The key lesson is to ensure that we have that surge capacity, able to arrive at the scene of outbreaks such as this one much quicker, much faster. So having the technical expertise on standby, having the financial and logistical capacity to respond much, much faster than what happened.
These silver linings can never undo the tragedy of what happened here, but they could go some way to prevent outbreaks like it happening again.